through. I had a surprise. Surprise. I said I had a feeling this was going to happen, and this is what I'm trying to say. It makes me laugh. Yeah, Arsenal obviously beat Leeds yesterday. Obviously, City dropping 2 points, which is madness, really, man. After they were, 2-0 up, and right on cue, the Arsenal fans come in, you know, and this is what I'm trying to say to you guys. It's 6 points, and I would say right now it's probably Arsenal's title to lose. I would say because obviously Arsenal's next game is Sunderland at home, and then obviously City go away to Liverpool. But what I would say these next couple of games are going to be crucial because there's I think City play Newcastle at 12:30, and depending on what they do in the other games, and the same with Arsenal, obviously they play Arsenal on the 18th of. Is it the 18th of Feb they play them? I can't remember. It might be. Is it April? It might be 18th of April actually. I might have got that wrong. But listen, yeah, there's a long way to go, man. But right on cue, I knew you guys would start. You Arsenal fans will be all over this, But it is what it is, man. This should be the weekend, Gavin. Fitz finally shake my hand on being league champions. Lumi, listen. Remember what happened last time, yeah? Remember what happened last time you done this? Yeah, I've got the receipts. So you need to relax. That's what I would say, yeah? Gav, top five prediction. Man United, Man City, Arsenal, Villa, Chelsea or Liverpool. I'm not too sure. I have United in third place. Yeah, listen, we're 5 points behind. And again, we're going to get into Man United in a minute. But yeah, we're 5 points behind Aston Villa in third now. I think poor result from Villa today, man. Down playing against 10 men for the majority of the game, and they lose 1-0 to Brentford, man. So that's a poor result for them, and they're at home as well. So yeah, that's madness from them. And obviously, as we know, City dropping points from being 2-0 up. Verbic's back in now. United getting Conference League. I retake my take on United finishing without Europe. Yeah, listen, I always show up, put it that way, yeah? Because when you guys got beat by us, you guys were nowhere to be seen. So, yeah, we kind of suss what you lot are all about, man. So, yeah, it is what it is. Big up to Fitz, big up my guy each and every time. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well as well, my guy. Yeah, listen, Lumi, listen, you can get excited. Yeah, I predicted this. I did predict this. Big up to Christopher McGrath as well. Big up. Listen, I'm here for the Arsenal talk because, as I said, man, you guys never cease to amaze, man. I just hope for your sake, you finally win a title for 20 plus years because, as I said, the last stream when we beat you guys were nowhere to be seen. Big up to Michael Hunis. Yeah, big up, man. Big up for coming on. But anyway, let's get on to it, guys. Keep your questions and comments coming through. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you sub to the channel as well. And make sure you share the channel. But let's get on to it. Manchester United 3, Fulham 2. And to start with, what I would say is, for me, Fulham definitely deserved something from the game. I think Fulham, to be fair, played some good football. I mean, the goal from Kevin, obviously Brazilian youngster. I think that was a great finish. There's nothing that Lamens could have done about that. The penalty from Raul Jimenez, I think it was a silly foul from Maguire, because I think Lamens had that covered. But again, good penalty from Raul Jimenez. And then, as I said, the Kevin goal, man, there's nothing you can do about that, And I think in games before, you'd have probably seen United give that game away, probably end up a draw or maybe even lose it. I think definitely under Ruben Amorim, I'm looking at a game like that where Fulham came back into it. I would never have seen United winning that game. And it's just testament to how they've responded to Michael Carrick, you know. And again, what I like about Carrick, you know, his substitutions, bar the Ugarte one, you know, he does make positive subs. And I think in terms of the performances from the players, you know, for me, Casemiro. I mean, Casemiro's put in. See, there's no surprise since Michael Carrick's come to the club. Casemiro for me has put in 3 man of the match performances. You know, 3 man of the match performances for me. And again, he was the best player on the pitch today. You know, got a goal. I mean, his assist, the no look pass. You know, I think he's been watching me. To be fair, you know, if you guys are seeing my five-a-side clips, man, that's my forte, the no look pass. But yeah, great ball to Cunha for the goal. And again, when he come off the pitch, you can kind of see Man United was struggling, you know, and whenever Ugarte comes on, you know, I think there's a record when he comes on, United start shipping goals, can't start conceding goals. So when he came off, I was worried, man. But this is why in the summer we need to go and revamp that midfield, you know, because Casemiro's going, Ugarte's not good enough, and Kobe's gonna need some help, you know. So that's what I'll be looking to, man. And again, you know, we are gonna sort the midfield out. I mean, it's deadline day tomorrow. Do I think we get anyone else in? I would like to think so, but I'm not too sure. But what I would say, you know, the performance today was nowhere near what it was like against, you know, City and Arsenal. You know, I think what I wanted to see from United was them be a bit more expansive, you know, and I think they were a lot more attacking in the sense of, you know, the midfield. There was a few more gaps. There was times I'm seeing, you know, Casemiro, you know, trying to run back and get back into position. Big up to Babs One Diva. Big up. But yeah, like I think for me, the team he played, you know, unchanged team really. Obviously, Dorgu's out injured, so Cunha comes in. And personally, I don't think Cunha was great today, but this is what Cunha's about. You know, Cunha's got moments of brilliance in him. And the goal he scored, you know, was a great goal. Obviously, he was involved in the free kick outside the box that led to the Casemiro goal from a Bruno Fernandes free kick. But yeah, I've seen him play a lot better in this, Cunha. And I think the best thing for Cunha is that every game he's played since Carrick's been in charge, he's had an impact. You know, he's had a goal, an assist, well, 2 goals and an assist. Should have had another one for Mason Mount against Man City as well. So yeah, man, Cunha's made some good impacts, but today he wasn't that great. But listen, we got the 3 points, and that's the main thing, you know. I thought Brian Mbeumo, was pretty poor today. And what I don't like is that, you know, Mbeumo for me is not a striker. And, you know, the fact that obviously Carrick's still playing him there, whether Carrick sees him there long-term as a striker, you know, I hope not. But I think it's a case of just him trying to get in Cunha, Ahmad, and Mbeumo in the same team. But I think sooner or later, something's going to have to give. Because although Mbeumo does get goals, you know, it's quite clear he's not a striker. You know, he's someone that needs to be playing from the right. So, yeah, I don't think Mbeumo was great today. But, again, the 3 points is the main thing for me. Ahmad, I thought, was very good today. You know, and I think the frustration that I see with Ahmad, you know, is that Ahmad, for me, is a highly technical player. But, you know, I think his game for me now is more... It's more about the tenacity, you know. He's more tenacious. It seems like people are more knowing him for being tenacious rather than how good he's on the ball. And I think a lot of that is to do with the position he plays, you know. And this is why I said next season, you know, whatever manager comes in, I hope they see something in Ahmad to realise that they need to get him involved in the game as much as possible and, you know, get him playing more central. Because if you get Ahmad playing more central, I think you get a better Ahmad and you get more out of him, you know. So I'm hoping next season that's a possibility. I think for this season, it's quite clear he's going to play out wide. And it's just something that we just got to deal with until if Carrick gets offered the job on a full-time basis or someone else comes in and sees something in Ahmad. Because, you know, for me, it's frustrating to see Ahmad out the game as much as he should be. You know, he's got the work rate, he's got the quality. But I think from what I'm seeing from him, It's more about the work rate, if anything. But today he was very good. You know, Bruno Fernandes. Now, this, do you know what makes me laugh here? Now, with Bruno Fernandes, this was a typical Bruno performance, you know. The whole 90 minutes, I thought he was poor. He was giving the ball away, you know. But I'm used to Bruno doing this because the one thing about Bruno Fernandes is that because he plays game in, game out, it's one of them things where, you know, it won't take too much for him to you know, to get numbers, because that's just what Bruno does. You know, as I keep saying, he's on every set piece. You know, he plays more or less every game, and is it really a surprise that, you know, he comes out with GA in a sense, you know? But as I keep saying, and I'm gonna be consistent with what I'm saying, yeah. Bruno Fernandes for me, you know, I'm used to what Bruno does. You know, I'm not gonna expect Bruno to play well every game. You know what I mean? If any game really, but he does get numbers, and for me, you know, it's gonna come to a point now where next season, you know, he has to be moved on, because I do believe that we can get someone in the midfield position. You know, maybe you can move Kobe into a 10, or move Ahmad into a 10, and then get some midfielders in, because, you know, people for me seem too scared to lose Bruno because of his numbers. But how football works is that you bring in, you know, proper midfield players, and then you move someone like an Ahmad or a Kobe into a 10, you know, goals will come from other parts of the pitch, you know. And when people say Bruno is, you know, he gets GA, you know, that doesn't mean because if Bruno was to leave, then, you know, our team can't function. That's not how football works. At the end of the day, he's in a position in the team, and he's been there for years now, where, you know, the team, more or less, the play goes through him. But, you know, all it takes really is, you know, you get someone else in that position. You know, you recruit right and get the right midfield players in, and then all of a sudden, you know, Bruno's GA won't become an issue for me, you know. And again, a typical Bruno performance. As I said, over the 90 minutes, he wasn't great. But the free kicks for Casemiro's goal was a great free kick. To be fair, it was a great ball into the box, and obviously Casemiro doing what Casemiro does. And then the one for Sesko, to be honest with you, it was great play from Bruno. And, you know, I'm gonna say it was great play from Bruno, and it was kind of poor from what's his name, from Calvin Bassey. The fact that Calvin Bassey got so tight to him and got rolled like that, and again Bruno picking out Sesko, and Sesko's finish was top class. As I said, with Bruno, you know, you give credit where credit's due. Great delivery into the box, and then great bit of skill. I think in this era now, they'll give Bruno the assist, but if you know your football, man, that's not really an assist by Bruno, because the work was done by Sesko, because Sesko had to get a touch on the ball, swivel his body, and then put it into the top corner. You know, so for me, that's not technically an assist by Bruno. The one with Casemiro, where first time header, cool. You know what I mean? But as I said, I don't think Bruno was great, but all people care about is the fact that he got 2 GA in this era of football. So that's where it is, really, you know. Casemiro I spoke about already. I thought Casemiro was the best player on the pitch. You know, he's got the leadership. You know, he's got the experience. As I said, goal and assist, and just an all-action performance, really. And, you know, it's frustrating that Casemiro is actually leaving at the end of the season. But, yeah, man, obviously until he goes, man, I think we should be lucky to have a player of that level. Because, you know, under Ruben Amorim, you had people saying that, you know, he's got no legs. He's past it. You know, if you remember Jamie Carragher saying, you know, Casemiro needs to leave football before football leaves him. Like all this nonsense that you hear. And it just shows you, man, you get a proper coach that that comes into the club, and you can see what you can see how effective Casemiro is. You see what I mean? So as I said, since Carrick's come into the club, Casemiro's for me he's put in 3 man of the match performances, you know. Kobe Mainu, again, massive fan of Kobe Mainu. You know, Ruben Amorim had us looking at Kobe Mainu like he's some complete waste man, you know. And to think that Kobe's played 3 90 minutes in a row for a guy that hasn't really been playing as often as he would have wanted to. You know, one, it shows testament to his fitness levels, and it shows testament to his quality, because on the ball, you know, he's the most composed player we have, I would say, on the ball. You know, him and Ahmad, for me, they're the most composed players on the ball in our team. And as I said, when Kobe's on the ball, man, there's no problem, because he's got the feet, you know, he's got the intelligence, and he can keep the ball. You know, obviously defensively, which isn't really his game. You know, it's one of them things for me where, you know, if you can get, you know, players next to him that we've been linked with, I think you're getting even better Kobe. And what I like to see of Kobe, yeah, I would like to see Kobe being given the license that Bruno's been given, because Kobe's more talented than Bruno. You know, yeah, Bruno might get more GA, but if you give Kobe the license to just get on the ball in any part of the pitch, you know, Kobe would do well, man, because there's no doubting that he's got a lot of ability. You know, so let's hope that'll be something to look at next season. The back four, I mean, Harry Maguire, apart from Harry Maguire's, I'd say, I wouldn't say it was idiotic. I'll say it was a silly challenge, because, you know, Lamens had it covered for me on Raul Jimenez. Harry Maguire was faultless, really. And again, Harry Maguire, for me, there's no way he should be starting regularly for Manchester United next season. But if he's around as a fifth choice centre-back, you know, you can bring him in for the cups, or if you want to see out a game, then there's no issue with Harry Maguire, really, because Harry Maguire comes in and does a job. That's just what he does. And again, another good display. I thought Lissandro was decent as well. You know, the one thing I would say, next season, I think for now it's working, but next season, this can't be the centre-back pairing next season for me, because I will look at it and think to myself, we're not really improving if it's a case where those two are our starting centre-backs. I think for the moment now, they're in good form, they're confident. Carrick's set up in a good way to nullify the weaknesses of both Maguire and Lissandro. You know, obviously their big thing with them two is that they don't really have pace. But I think the way that the team's set up and how they're playing, it works for them now, innit? But what I would say, there's still a long way to go, man, for me. But I thought they were both decent today. Dallo, the funny thing with Dallo, yeah, Dallo's actually has actually improved in a short space of time under Carrick, because under Amorim, you know, in that 3-4-2-1 system, you know, Dallo was arguably our worst player. And since he's gone to a back four, which is where Dallo thrives anyway as a right back, Dallo's been decent. You know, I thought he was decent against Arsenal. I thought Man City, the first half, he was poor, but then grew into the game. And today, really, I mean, I know Kevin cut inside, which, actually, no, I think Dallo come off by them, actually. Yeah, he come off by them. I think Mazraoui came on. I think today, yeah, he wasn't really troubled that much, I don't think. I think Chuck Wasey, you know, gave him problems in the first half with his pace, but I didn't really see Dallo get done as often as he did previously. And yeah, man, as I said, man, I think he's yeah, guys, big up, man. That's my cat. She's just making too much noise, man. Like, she's making a lot of noise, man. That's my cat. One minute, guys. 1 minute. Yo. Hey, quiet. Yeah, guys, sorry, man. Apologies about that. I had to just tell her off, man. Making a lot of noise, man. Yeah, listen, bro. That meowing noise, man, needs to stop. You know, can't be doing that when I'm streaming, man. You know what I mean? I have to throw her outside next time. Nah, I'm joking. No, listen. Hey. There we go. So yeah, man. Nah, man, I can't leave her, man. She's gonna keep making noises while I'm streaming, man. It's annoying, but it is what it is. But yeah, as I said, so Dallo was a lot better. And then Luke Shaw. I mean, Luke Shaw's Luke Shaw, man. Yeah, Luke Shaw's Luke Shaw. I mean, I don't think Luke Shaw is the future. I mean, will he be a next season? I mean, he shouldn't be, but I think I'm expecting him to be the next season. But yeah, whether we go and buy another left back or, Patrick Dorgu's the long term, who knows? Who knows? But one thing's for certain, we can't do all of our business in one window. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see, man. But yeah, no, listen, and Lemen's in goal, and I'll be honest with you, man. Lemens has been very good this season since he's come into the club. The Kevin goal, he could do absolutely nothing about that, and then the penalty from Raul Jimenez was in the top corner, so you can't really blame him for that either. Made a couple of good saves, and the one massive plus with Senne Lemens is that for someone of his age, I think, what is he, 22, 23? The guy just oozes composure, man. And that's the one thing that stands out from Lemens for me. He's just got so much composure. And when you got composure on the ball as a goalkeeper, and you just give confidence to the back line, it makes the team performance a lot more better, because they know they got someone that is reliable, in goal. So yeah, man, a good team performance. But I mean, Fulham, to be fair, play some good football. Play some very good football. I think the one thing I say about Fulham, they lacked a bit of quality, I think, in the final third, man. So I think other than that, man, if they had a bit more quality, I think they definitely would have got something out the game. And when they got it back to 2-2, I said at the time, I said, you know what, fair play to them, because they deserve something from the game. And then obviously the finish by Sesko was a world-class finish, to be fair. And as I said, Bruno Fernandes, it was a good dummy. But if you're Calvin Bassey, man, getting rolled by Bruno, who has no pace, and getting done like that is poor. But listen, we'll take it. 3 points, Tottenham next. And obviously just watch Tottenham Man City. And yeah, I think after watching that first half City-Tottenham, 4 out of 4, no problem. But that second half, poor from Man City. Maybe you can say a lot better from Tottenham. I think against Tottenham next game won't be as easy as, I would have thought, because that first half from them was poor. But then credit to them, they got back into the game and got a point in the end. So, but yeah, man, 3 out of 3 for Carrick, 9 points from 3 games. You can't argue with that. And if he keeps going on, man, who knows? He could be in the frame for the job, man, in the summer, So, yeah, man, everything's looking good. But, the good thing with Sesko as well is that Sesko obviously missed the chance that he should have scored, but the finish was very good. And I want to see what he does for Tottenham, because the fact that Sesko come off the bench to get a goal, Xerxes back in the squad now. Does he go with the same team against Tottenham at home? Or does he bring Sesko in for an Embuemo? I don't know. But Carrick seems like at the moment that he wants to go for tried and tested, and I understand it, man. If you're winning games, you don't really want to change, a winning team. So yeah, let's wait and see, man. But 9 points from 3 games, 3 out of 3 wins. Can't argue with that. And Tottenham next. 5 points from Aston Villa in 3rd place. And guys, as I said to you guys before, this squad was a top 6 minimum. A minimum. To think that we're 4th now, yeah? As I said to you, when people were saying that this squad isn't good enough, that was just coming from, other channels that were just talking nonsense, really. You look at the quality that we have, and this is why we won today. Because look at the quality depth that we have coming off the bench as well. To think that Xerxes was on the bench still, to think that Dorgu was out, and we still can field an attack of Ahmad, Embuemo, Cunha, Bruno, Sesko off the bench. As I said, you can't be looking past this squad. You know, we got Delict out injured. Yoro and Heaven. You know, Heaven's been a revelation really this season, coming from nowhere. These guys are on the bench at the moment. So yeah, our squad is definitely a top six minimum squad, and we're fourth now. And I can see us getting third. But again, it's still a long way, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, man, I'm expecting 3 points against Tottenham. You know, it won't be easy, but I'm expecting, and we'll have to see what happens. Guys, I'm going to go through some of your questions and comments. Keep them coming through. As always, make sure you're smashing the like button. Make sure you're subbing. Make sure you're sharing the channel as well. And big up to everyone that's interacted as well with the... oh, what a ball. 1 second. Oh, good save. Just watching... is it Women's Champions League? Arsenal against Corinthians. Arsenal 2-1 up against Corinthians. But... yeah, listen, so yeah, everyone has been interacting with the greats of the game. Big up yourselves. So yeah, obviously there's a couple that come out today. I got a couple coming out tomorrow as well. And yeah, I'm enjoying doing it, man. So it's obviously greats of the past. And it's good to remember these players, man, because you know, I think a lot of people might have slipped their mind just how good these players were. So yeah, it's literally about a 10-minute, I would say, talk on me. Talking about the stats, you know, talking about the honours they've won individually and as a team, and just talking about how good I thought they were as well. So yeah, big up to everyone that's been contributing and interacting with that. Let's go on to it. So yeah, big up Fitz, man. I hear it, man. The Arsenal brigade are back and active, you know, and this is why for me, you know, when they don't win the league, it's going to be even great because these guys were hiding, you know, from that stream last week. And this is what they do. So, but listen, we sharp all the time, you know, we sharp all the time. You know, it's not for everyone, put it that way. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, big up to Clock Enders, big up. I'm holding hope that performance plus the fan reaction to Casemiro will result in a last-minute contract. Yeah, imagine that, man. Imagine that. But again, we've always said that Casemiro should really stay. For me, I would keep Casemiro around purely for his leadership, his experience, and his winning mentality. You know, because you know there ain't too many players in football right now that have won the trophies that he's won. You know, and again, it's frustrating to see that he's going at the end of the season, but it is what it is, I suppose, you know. But I think one thing's for certain, we are going to spend money in the summer. So, but yeah, it'd have been nice, man, to have Casemiro, to be honest with you, next season. You know, obviously passing on his experience to Kobe Mainu and helping the new signings come in as well. But obviously he's made up his mind. Whether he goes back to Brazil or goes to Saudi, I think that'll be the next destination for Casemiro. I'm happy, but the way we play is not sustainable long term. We can't just sit back, bro. Why keep on starting Dallo? Yeah, I agree. Mazraoui should be the first choice right back. We know that. But I think what Carrick is doing, he doesn't really want to change a winning team, which you can kind of understand. But I think it won't be too long before Mazraoui comes in ahead of Dallo, you know, because I do think that Carrick likes Mazraoui, but obviously the team's winning and it's kind of difficult to kind of change things. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see, man. But what I would say, Fulham dominated possession today, you know, and it's difficult because we've played against City and Arsenal. You know, I think both teams have dominated possession against us, but we won both games. The Fulham one at home, you know, you would have preferred United to dominate possession. But Fulham are a decent team, you know. I think the positive you can look at is it's been 3 out of 3. You know, that's the main positive I would look at. You know, against Tottenham, I want to see us dominate the ball at home. I think we're playing them at home. Yeah, we're at home, yeah. So I want to see us dominate the ball. But again, yeah, it's just one of them things where you can't really argue what Carrick's doing because I became too used to seeing Man United get beat, you know, and the fact that we've got a coach in now and we're looking a lot better is the main thing. So, yeah, let's just see what happens. But as I said, if Carrick gets us Champions League football, you know, the football is enjoyable, then, as I said, man, everything else will take care of itself, you know. Casemiro looks like he's playing for a new contract, says Lumi. Boy, whoa, let's see where he ends up. I mean, like Fitz said, I do hope a last minute change of heart from Casemiro and the club can keep him at the club for me personally. But yeah, I think it's probably past that, if I'm honest. Who knows? Do you think Maguire should be going to the World Cup? You know what it is, yeah? I think, how many centre-backs do I think Thomas Tuchel is going to take? And I think what we need to realise as well is that a lot of the players that will go to that will be part of the squads are players that can play in multiple positions, you know? And if you look at Harry Maguire can play part as a back three, as a left-sided, or maybe in the centre of a back three, if need be. And also, he can play centre-back as part of a back four. I think the reason Harry Maguire might miss out is because if we look at the certainties for England, you've got Mark Guehi, who's England's best centre-back. He's definitely starting, so that's one. Then you look at Ezri Konsa. He's going to go. That's two, because he's been very good, and he's a top centre-back as well. And then after them two, it's for me, it's going to be multifunctional defenders, I would say. So I think Dan Burn for me isn't good enough, but Dan Burn might get in there because he can play, because he's left-footed for one, centre-back, left side centre-back, and as an emergency left-back. And then you look at John Stones. I think John Stones, for me, you know, he's one of England's best centre-backs, but obviously he can't stay fit. Whether he goes, I don't think he goes to the World Cup because he hasn't really been playing unless he gets back into the Man City team and the back end of the competition, back end of the season. And then you've got, who are the other ones? I'm trying to think. So you got Guehi, you got Ezri Konsa. Who else is there? I can't really think. I mean, Braithwaite hasn't been in the squad really, just come back from injury. What other centre-backs are there? Can't really think now. Yeah, I can't really think, guys. But to answer the question about Harry Maguire, I don't know if Harry Maguire goes because, as I said, I think Tuchel might be looking for more mobile defenders that can play multiple positions. That's what I think. But yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? I think he's staking a good claim at the moment. That's what I will say. I've given up on Mount making the World Cup. He can't stay fit. Starting to annoy. Lumi, you know, it makes me laugh, yeah? Why you thought Mason Mount was going to the World Cup in the first place is laughable, because Mason Mount was never going to the World Cup. You know, I know Thomas Tuchel had him at Chelsea, but, you know, if we're talking about a lot of players that might miss out, you know, Mount's last of the problems, you know what I mean? So, yeah, Mount was never going World Cup. He can't even get into the Man United team. And again, he was only in the Man United team because of Amorim. Because Amorim liked his work rate. It's madness. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's a good game, you know, to be fair. It's a good game. Yeah, trust me, man. Cats are rude, man. 100% they're rude. But yeah, listen, man. They're very independent animals, so. No way we can play like this long term. Why is everyone acting like Carrick has good tactics? Listen, The way Carrick sets us up is good. Like, I'd argue that of anyone. You know, there's no surprise how Carrick's come to the club, you know, and we've conceded, what, 4 goals in 3 games, you know. One was an absolute worldie. One was an own goal. The other was lucky, really. It was fortunate, the Arsenal goal. And then a penalty. So, again, you look at the goals that Carrick's conceded from a defensive point of view, you know, there's been a penalty in there, an own goal, and a worldie. So, yeah, I think just look at that. And as I said, like, yeah, we didn't have a lot of possession against Fulham today, which ain't good enough. But again, Carrick's been there 5 minutes. So anyone that's crashing it on Carrick, you know, I'm suggesting that you're probably a Ruben Amorim advocate. You know what I mean? So Carrick's done a very good job since he's come to the club. You know, 3 wins out of 3. He's done what Amorim couldn't do in 10 months. So again, yeah, let's just allow it with Carrick, man. Carrick's done a good job since he's coming, you know. To say Carrick isn't tactically astute, it's just brain dead. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is brain dead. It is brain dead. But again, everyone's entitled to their opinion. But I think the people that don't rate what Carrick's doing is because these guys wanted Ruben Amorim, you know. And personally, I ain't really got time for people like that, because there's no way that you can say that Carrick hasn't done a good job. Again, you know, I want more possession, of course, but the fact that we've been set up defensively well, you know, we've got talent in attack as well, and we can score goals. You know, let's look at the positives. And the positives are we've got 3 wins from 3. You know, the team look a lot better. They look a lot more together. The camaraderie, you can tell, is better. So, yeah, to say that Carrick isn't tactically good, yeah, it's nonsense, really. And I dread to think where that's coming from, if I'm honest, you know. Big Out Clocking, it says, excellent series. Love hearing you talk about Henry. Top stuff. Yeah. I thought you would. But there's another guy that's going to come out, I think, tomorrow as well. So I'm pretty sure you'll be loving that one as well, man. Big up to Foxy Danny as well. Big up. How do Chelsea keep edging it, playing so badly? Boy, good question. Good question. Yeah, good question. I think that game against West Ham yesterday, again, I missed the first half, but 2-0 down. Chelsea are one of them teams, isn't it? I think 1 minute they play good, 1 minute they're poor. So, yeah, I think it's one of them things that with Chelsea, yeah, you just have to take it with a pinch of salt with them, really. I think Rossini's picked up some good results. You know, they got, obviously, Arsenal on Tuesday, and I'll definitely be watching that game in the Carabao Cup semi-final. I've just got a sneaky feeling that Chelsea go through, you know, because I think Chelsea will be going for the game. And again, it's only because it's 3-2, you know, the pressure's on Arsenal, really. So, yeah, I can see Chelsea definitely. I can see Chelsea going through this tie against Arsenal, you know. Yeah, John Stones. The thing is, John Stones, really, if he's fit, he goes. But I don't think John Stones goes to the World Cup. He hasn't been playing enough. And again, Guehi and Konsa, for me, should be the main starting centre-backs. But I'm trying to... I can't remember the other centre-backs they got. It's just slipped my mind. If anyone knows the other centre-backs for England, let us know. You got Dan Burn, you got... what's his name? I've just got, my mind's gone blank. I can't remember. Yeah, mine's gone blank. What team do you support? Manchester United. Manchester United. I'd take Maguire. I wouldn't take Shaw. No chance. Yeah, thing is, I don't think Shaw's going to go anyway, because Tuchel would have put him in the squad long time ago if he was. And I think if you're looking at the left backs, you've got Nico O'Reilly, Lewis Hall. I think them two there are going to be the two that go. You know, Lewis Hall's very good. He's a very good left back. The way he locked off Mo Salah yesterday. But I like Lewis Hall. And then Nico O'Reilly I like as well. So I think them two will be the start. Will be the two left backs. And let's not forget you got Livramento who's out injured again. But Livramento for me was a shoe-in to go because he can play left and right back. So and I think that's what Tuchel likes. So let's see. Let's see. Is Bellingham injured? No, I don't think so. I don't think Bellingham's injured, but he's been poor anyway, Bellingham. And as I keep saying, man, when it comes to this squad announcement, I'm looking forward to it because for me, Bellingham shouldn't be going to the World Cup with England. He shouldn't. There's too many players either in his position that are better or that I'd prefer to take, if I'm honest. Because you look at Bellingham and what difference is Bellingham going to do to other players in the squad that wouldn't do? That's the thing. Is Bellingham an amazing footballer? No. Has he got game-changing moments? No, not really. Not ahead of other players. So again, Bellingham will only be going to the World Cup because of PR, not because he's genuinely a top footballer. Because, you know what I mean? There's a lot better footballers than Jude Bellingham. So again, man, yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing what happens there. I can see Man United being second in the league. Nah, I can't see it personally. I mean, imagine if we got second. It's not going to happen. But listen, we just need to finish as strong as we can. That's the main thing. Picking up as many points as we can, getting Champions League football, and then, as I said to you, next season, guys. Yeah, you know, you guys might think I'm far off, but I don't. Next season, if we get the midfield right, in terms of getting to go with Kobe Minu, if we could get 3 midfielders, central midfielders, but 2 as a minimum, and then we get, if Carrick stays or if we get, a top coach, whatever. Listen, don't be surprised if we don't stage a title challenge next season, because I think you look at our squad, yeah, people will think United no chance title challenge, yeah, and look at where we are now. And we've had Ruben Amorim for the majority of the season. I guarantee you, if Carrick was in charge for the amount of games that Amorim was, we'd probably be in third right now. I would say, probably a point off of Man City. That's the major thing for me, because Ruben Amorim was poor. He was a poor manager. And as I said, I'm looking at Man United under Carrick. Again, hasn't been great, but 3 wins from 3. It's good going at the moment. Yep. Big up Clockenders. That's the one. Yep, that's the one. Haha, you said you could see Leeds beating us, Gav. Beating us too, Gav. But yeah, listen, man. I thought Leeds would have... I thought Leeds was going to be a tough game, I mean, they capitulated in the end, but listen, they couldn't do what we did last week, and that's beat you guys, and it is what it is. But as I said, there's a long way to go, and what I would say is Arsenal's title to lose, I would say right now, because Arsenal got Sunderland at home next league game, yeah? Now, they have to win that game. So before Man City play Liverpool, which will be a tough game away, they could go 9 points clear of Man City. And then City obviously go to Liverpool on Sunday. So again, it's Arsenal's title to lose. But what I'll tell you, yeah, is that City's game after City's game after Liverpool, they've got Fulham at home, and then I believe they've got Newcastle, 12:30 kickoff, and Arsenal I think have got Tottenham Brentford away, and Tottenham after Sunderland, which will be difficult games. So by the time City play Newcastle, the lunchtime kickoff, you know, they could put pressure onto Arsenal, who I think might be playing Tottenham or something like that. I can't remember. I have to look at it, you know, and it could be a couple of points in it. And obviously, City has still got to play Arsenal at home on the 18th of April, I believe. So, as I said, man, listen, you know, Arsenal in the driving seat right now, 6 points. But listen, we've seen City claw back 6 points before, or more than 6 points. And today's game was poor. I mean, the fact that they were 2-0 up and let a lead like that slip, you know, it's not sign of champions, but this is what happens, isn't it? This is what happens. No way we give up 2 goals to Chelsea at home on foot in the final, 100%. All right, listen, remember what you said last time, yeah? You said that you're going to beat us last week, and you got left with egg on your face. So, listen, we'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, listen, I got a feeling Chelsea got something for you guys, man. You know? Yeah, listen, the way that Arsenal beat Leeds yesterday, I mean, 4-0, man. That was a great result, to be honest. Great result. And again, I thought it'd be a difficult game, but Arsenal, to be fair, Arsenal bounced back, but they've got a massive 7 days now because they've got Chelsea on Tuesday, Sunderland, which won't be easy. They've got all their AFCON players back as well in the league. So yeah, let's see, man. You know, this is the part of the season that I like now because what's it, 24 games in, you know, and it's one of them things now where you're gonna see what these teams are on. You're gonna see what Arsenal are on. So yeah, 14 to go, man. But can Arsenal do it? Can Arsenal do it? You know, and if Arsenal was to somehow win the league, then yeah, listen, you have to give credit where credit's due, in it. But as I say, there's a hell of a long way to go, man. So we have to just see, in it. Guys, who was your man the match today? Man United, Fulham. Who was your man the match? For me, it was Casemiro, man. Casemiro was just by far the best player, and since Carrick's come in, he's been the best player for the last 3 games. Man the match displays. So and again against Tottenham, as I said, man, need to hope that we carry that on. You know, but as I said, the lack of possession is a problem. But you know what I mean? I think you can kind of park that at the moment because you've got 9 points from 3 games. So, and that's the main thing for me, man. 100%. Just watching this Arsenal versus Corinthians women's football. It's a free kick to Corinthians and Arsenal winning 2-1. Free kick for Corinthians. Let's see this. Oh, penalty. Is it going to be a penalty? Oh, hey, it could be a penalty to Corinthians. Arsenal might be in the mud. Let me see. I think they're going to give it. It's the last. It's literally stoppage time. Let's see this. I think it's a pen as well. Let me see. Yep, it's a pen. Yeah, she's kicked her in the leg. Yeah. That's poor defending. Let me see this. I think they might give a pen for this, you know. Let me see. Let's see this. I reckon they might give it. Let's see. Penalty, guys. Penalty. Penalty. Corinthians penalty against Arsenal. Hey, Arsenal just can't get over the line, boy. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Penalty. Corinthians penalty. Boy. Clockender saying, at Fitz, I've got receipts for you come May. Boy. Let's see, boy. Let's see. Listen, trophies are trophies, man. I want to see if you guys can win trophies. You know, maybe you guys can kind of emulate the women. Who knows? Who knows? Corinthians penalty. Let's see this. Pressure penalty. If she scores this, it's going to extra time. She misses, they're out. Let's see this. This is a pressure penalty, though, to be fair. Let's see if she scores this. Good pen. Good penalty. Never in doubt. Never in doubt. You know, never in doubt. Boy, Arsenal just can't get over the line, boy. Is what it is, isn't it? Is what it is. Great penalty. Extra time. Extra time. Corinthians from Brazil. Guys, let me know. Who do you think was man of the match today? Clockenders, why are you so convinced that you guys are going to win a title when you ain't won when you haven't won one in 20 plus years? Why are you so convinced? Why are you so convinced? Let us know, man. Yeah, Casemiro, definitely, man. Definitely. Past 22 years has absolutely nothing to do with this year. But that's why I'm asking you. So what's the confidence? So you've got proper depth now. Okay. Proper depth. Proper depth. Okay. Fitz, make sure you're writing that down, yeah? Proper depth. Yeah? Bro, make sure you're writing it down. Remember, they've got proper depth, I'm hearing. And we're top in Europe and the league. Yeah, even though the group stages don't really matter that much, you know. Obviously, knockout round is where it matters. Fitz, make sure you're writing that down, bro. You know, because, you know, we know, don't worry, bro. Yeah, in the notepad. Cool, man. Because you know what happened last stream, innit? These guys were nowhere to be seen, man. So, yeah, bro, just get that down in the notepad, man. And then when they fail again, we're going to be here. Let's see. Yeah, big up, bro. Big up, man. All in a notepad. You snap our hand off to be in your position. What? To not win a title within 20 plus years? Yeah, man, I'd love that. I'd love to be a Man United fan, going 20 plus years without winning the title. Yeah, it must be the life, man. Must be the dream. Arsenal on the attack. Yeah, typical. Give it away. It's getting extra time. Yeah, man. It's on. It's on Sky Sports. It's on Sky Sports. Let's check. Yeah, yeah. It's on Sky Sports. Oh, it's the Oh, shame. It's the Champions Cup final. Yeah. Oh, it's the final. Yeah, Champions Cup final. That ain't Champions League, is it? No, it can't be. Yeah, yeah. It's the final. It's the final. It's the Champions League final. It's getting extra time. It's madness, though. They're playing way over time. Sounds like they got Gyokeres in the wig up front. You see Vic's goal. Yeah, I see his goal, man. Come off his shin. Yeah, come off his shin. But listen, the Victor Gyokeres prop is laughable. You know what I mean? It's like, this is what I'm trying to say to you, man. It's like there's a lot of people out there, man, that their opinions change like the wind. You know, Gyokeres has been that bad, and again, the Arsenal team haven't been helping him because, you know, he needs crosses, and that Arsenal team, especially when you've got the likes of Saka in there, these guys don't really want to look for the striker. So you can have a bit of sympathy for Gyokeres, but Gyokeres is poor, and all of a sudden he gets a goal, and people are just going overboard now. You know what I mean? That's just what happens, unfortunately. Has Vic got more goals than Sesko? Probably. But what does that mean, though? I don't know. I mean, you guys wanted Sesko before Gyokeres, and he chose us. So, yeah, it's what happens, isn't it? It's what happens. And as Ashby Zabel says, dodge the bullet, 100%. 100%. It would have been like getting Rasmus Højlund all over again. So thank God, man, that never happened. He's finding his place, works his arse off, genuinely. And again, that's why he'll fail, because there's nothing about quality in there. It's just that he works his arse off. And that is the problem, especially with English football. People get rated in this league because they run around or they work their arse off. How about the quality? You know what? Are we trying to ignore the quality to focus because he runs around like a blue-ass fly? Is that what it is? Listen, man, we ain't got time for that on here. You know? Just face it. Gyokeres is flopped. He has. You know what I mean? He hasn't been good enough. You know, I know Arsenal are top, this and that, Europe in the league at the moment, but let's see if that happens at the end of the season, because I guarantee you this, when it doesn't happen, there's no one that's going to be saying that Gyokeres is finding his place or he works his arse off. It's going to be, where was Gyokeres when it mattered? That's what it's going to be. So, yeah, it is what it is. Chloe Kelly's on. Yeah. But guys, anyway, listen, we're going to wrap it up. Big up yourselves for coming on each and every time. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you sub to the channel. Make sure you share the channel as well. I'm going to go and watch the rest of this Champions League final between Arsenal and Corinthians. Ashby Zabel says, what did you think of the match? Yeah, listen, Man United, I think Fulham should have got, definitely should have got something out of the game. because I thought they played some good football. But we've got quality in our attack, man. That's just what it is, you know. Yeah, big up Clockenders, man. Says you consume football. Hey, Clockenders, man. My background's football, man. You know, I say I've played, I've watched, I've coached. So you know what I mean? Like football's my life, man. So, and the thing with me, I find talking about football easy. Like that's the main thing, man. So, but yeah, no, big up, man. But yeah, no, what I think of the match, I think Fulham should have got something out of the match because I think in terms of their general play was a lot better. But we've got quality in our team, and this is what I'm saying to you. As a squad, we've got a top 6 minimum squad. You know what I mean? So that's the main thing, man. We got a top 6 minimum squad, and then you know when you got a coach like Carrick that comes in, you know, and he can organise and set the team up in the right way, you know, the quality will take care of itself. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But yeah, guys, big up yourselves each and every time. As I said, smash the like button, sub to the channel, share the channel. Check out all the other content on the channel as well. There's a lot on there. As I said, great to the game. I've got a couple more coming out tomorrow as well. So yeah, make sure you guys give that a check and keep your questions and comments coming through as well on there. And guys, if there's any other players that you'd like me to discuss, as I said, I am working through a list. So at the moment, for those of you that haven't viewed it, you know, so I've done the real Ronaldo, which is R9. Zidane, Ronaldinho, Totti, Del Piero, Nedved, Adriano, Thierry Henry, Alessandro Nesta, Fabio Cannavaro, Marcelo, Cafu, Rui Costa, Gabriel Batistuta, and I got another 2 or 3 coming out over the next couple of days. Yeah, big up Fitz, man. A Kocha. That's, you know what? Funny enough, I didn't even got a Kocha on my list, but I'm gonna add him right now, man. That's poor from me. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, a Kocha's another one got added to the list. But the thing is, there were so many top players, man. So yeah, as I said, if you guys have got any other players for me to add on, then just let me know. But other than that, yeah, just keep an eye on it when it comes out. But yeah, listen, big up yourselves each and every time. And I'm going to catch you guys in a bit. Take it easy. Oh, guys, back tomorrow, normal time, 5:30. Myself, Fitz and Jonas, Liverpool fans. So there should be smiles all around. You know, 3 points United, 3 points Liverpool. So yeah, make sure you guys come back through tomorrow at 5:30. And yeah, we'll catch you guys on there. Take it easy.